I'm sure someone will get mad over that.
Oh, probably, but no, it's cool. That's what I actually like about it too. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the maps designed around 2. You kind of have like these anti-Reaper cliffs all over the place. Something you couldn't do in StarCraft because you have to rely on Reapers. Anyways, that's beside the point. I'd be excited to see what comes. Regardless though, guys, here we are in the semifinals of the Starbow Ladder Cup number 2. I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub, and spawning in the top right corner of the map. Quite prominent player actually from the last cup. It's going to be the Red Terran player, Capri.
In the bottom left, as the pink Zerg, it is Deathblood.
Yeah, hang on, guys. I'm just going to disable this before I keep forgetting.
So spooky.
There we go. No more random mouse jarring, so my mouse passes out. Woo! But I think it's actually your first TVZ today, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Capri's got a message for us.
He forgot a word.
Is he accidentally the whole sentence? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Alright, well guys, Capri actually did pretty well last time. I think... Oh, you know what? This is why I'm remembering wrong. That's right. I forgot there was like 2 brackets for the first cup. So what I think I'm remembering is the semifinals was like really the quarterfinals. Either way, Capri actually got pretty far in the previous cup. Didn't do too bad, and I actually enjoyed casting his games. I'm really excited to see what he's got in store here for Deathblood. Of course, couldn't go for a gas steal as the opener. This is actually a really cool move.
When do you ever see a Terran gas steal?
Right? And when do you see a drone have this much trouble dealing with a Terran building a building?
Actually, I remember when there was the glitch in like the beginning of Heart of the Swarm.
Oh, you can like hold position the SUV?
Yes.
Most abusive thing ever. For those who don't know what we're talking about, just a quick little thing, because it has nothing to do with Starbow. Oh my god, the SUV actually gets out alive. Oh, maybe not.
First blood.
Anyways, what you could do once upon a time, because SUVs have to move through the buildings to move, what you would do is you hold position, cancel build, and like in the middle of the geyser, and nothing could melee you. So you just cancel the refinery, leave your SUV on hold position, and they can never take a gas. It was actually really stupidly abusive.
And since they couldn't take a gas, they couldn't get anything that wasn't melee.
Yeah, so they couldn't get metabolic boost either, which is like even worse. But
I was thinking Protoss, because they can get Queen still.
that's
Protoss is the one that really screwed over.
Yeah, because zealots are like.
Yeah, they'd have to like long distance mine. It's so funny. They fixed that really quickly though.
But the same effect kind of comes underway here, guys, where once normally, like, let's say your metabolic boost would be finished. It's not, and because there's no metabolic boost, there's gonna be no real answer to these Reapers. So I actually love the choice to go for Reapers.
Well, he must know. Okay, as they just said, they are great practice partners for each other. So
they might know what's up.
I think he knows exactly what's going on. He's like, he's gonna get a Reaper, so I'm not gonna be fooled and get like only Lings. Try and take this down.
But I mean, even if you get the spine call, the problem is just like a missile turret versus an Oracle or a Banshee. It's limited on where it can shoot, and the Reaper's gonna be very mobile. It can still pick off drones at the top half of the middle line.
Yeah.
If Capri actually goes through the Elite Reaper training, he can go for the G8 charges or whatever they're called in Starbow, and start doing massive damage to buildings. In fact, what's it here? The G4 cluster bombs. Those things are nasty to deal with.
Yeah. Gas is finally canceled, so he's able to take it. Should take it immediately, I would expect. Like you said, he can hit a few drones. Gonna get one.
Queen doesn't rage. Again,
you also, yeah, it's interesting, but you also waste an enrage. You know, like with a Queen, you always come back and they're always gonna be willing to fight. But if he comes back, that's either a larva inject that he can't do, or he just doesn't have any energy at all.
It's like baiting out the overcharge.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that, just on a lighter scale.
Oh, and we do actually have the Elite Reaper training coming on. I like this, because this is something that's more unique to Starbow, guys. Because, of course, Reapers were never in Brood War, and there's no Elite Reaper training in StarCraft 2. And the G4 cluster bombs are so cool to see. They're kind of like spider mines that can't be targeted, but they've got a really, really long arming time, so you can run away from them pretty easily. But the key thing is they deal a ton of damage to buildings. So if you slap down like 3 or 4 of them around the spine crawler and then back away before you lose your Reapers, that spine crawler is going to die.
How many Reapers he has? Jesus. 4 Reapers gonna take down these Lings, no problem. Could take down the Queen, probably.
Well, they do very little damage to Queens because of the unit sizing. I think it's like 2 per shot or something. Or maybe 3. I can't remember if it's halved. Starbow mechanics. Just go with it. It's like my mantra here. But as we see, yeah, it does go for the Queen. The Queen takes very little damage from 4 Reaper volleys. Got to keep these alive. They do have the regeneration effect, guys. It's not as obvious. You don't see the combat drugs tooltip on them, but they do regenerate out of combat.
Yeah. And I really like that the spine crawlers are down. I'm just imagining what this would be like if there wasn't a spine crawler. I think even though the Queen will take that much damage, you would just ignore the queen because they wouldn't be able to enrage all the time.
Oh, he's gotta be careful. He might get surrounded by these slow lings though if he's not safe.
Uh-oh.
Elite Reaper training does finish up, but he does get surrounded. Oh, G4 Cluster Bomb's gonna go down, but this is gonna be a suicide move as these they take so long to detonate. But they look so cool. One Reaper gets out alive. Capri, he just threw away this huge advantage he had. I mean, the thing about Reapers, guys, is it's not unlike regular StarCraft. You need a lot, and you have to snowball with them to be effective. One Reaper and one G4 cluster charge is nothing to be worried about at all. Poor guy goes down. That's a really cool move, but unfortunately Capri ends up wasting that investment in a big, big way. How many works does he even get for that in the end? 2.
I have to imagine that's a big staple to whatever he's thinking about following up. Now he's getting Hellbats, which...
Fire bats.
Yeah, Firebats, sorry.
I know, I say Hellbats all the
Firebats.
time too. That's the only reason I called you out on it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, wow, they're going to go down instead of fighting. SCVs are kind of pulled off to the side, and this is looking really bad for Capri all of a sudden. Those Reapers were everything to him.
They were. There was like the linchpin in his build, and he just... What does he do now? He's gonna have to wait for his other barracks to finish because popping out one Firebat at a time is obviously not gonna hold. He needs something that has range.
One single Marine will eventually push these back.
Firebat actually has range, but more than just one range.
It's almost melee is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, I had to save that stim that's going on. That would have been devastating to lose.
I'm a little bit worried though for Capri because at this point it's not so much about the lost investment, but it's how long it's going to take him to get this natural base down to morph into an orbital.
How good is Capri? He's not using overcharge. Is that on purpose?
It could be a mistake.
I feel like he's forgotten it because obviously he got far enough to be here or seated or whatever he was.
Well, I mean, it's worth noting too. When you lose a big investment like Reapers, chances are the last thing you're worried about is overcharge. You're probably just panicking trying to get units out as well.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna...
God.
Oh,
I didn't even see. When did when did the Spire get made? So while this is going on, Deathblood's getting ready to perhaps do a death blow because Capri is worried about getting Firebats right now for Zerglings. But Firebats, while they're going to clip the Zerglings, fine, that's dandy. He's not going to be able to shoot up to the Mutalisks.
Oh
now,
my
he does
God,
scan the Spire.
so
this is key.
Oh, okay. He does scout it, but again, he's not using overcharge. Like, this is the moment where you're like, I need to get them things fast, and then fast, you think overcharge, and then Marines. This should be the order. He's going up
Marines,
to
I mean,
sci-fi? Vessels, rather?
Okay, here comes some turrets. I like this a lot better. I mean, okay, he's still not using the overcharge, you're right, and I'm kind of not a big fan of that, but what I would like to start seeing is, like, with the barrel stabilizers finishing up, like, he's going to need some more medics in the mix, too, and he's making a couple, but the barracks only producing 1 Marine at a time, and they've got a reactor on them! Capri, why are you not producing 4 Marines?
He just seems really...
I think he was just really caught off guard by losing those
Reapers.
Reapers.
Losing those Reapers.
Because, I mean, when we saw him play last week, too, especially versus Red Bandit, he put on a much better show than this. But right now, this game, I think flustered would be the one word I would use to describe it most.
Yeah. The Starbow is going to get out. He doesn't snipe the tech lab in time, but it's not really going to help. He doesn't even have a radiate. You have to research it.
Yeah, it doesn't come innately on the science vessel.
So it's useless. It's going to be a useless, like,
he can
paperweight.
He can soak hits for the Marines with it, I guess. Turret's not going to get finished. This is game is what this is, guys. Deathblood managed to catch Capri with his pants down, not once, but twice.
Yeah, this is...
I mean, even if these turrets complete, there's enough Mutalisks to dive.
Save the Hellbats, go in the bunker.
Yeah, keep that Hellbat alive. Oh, this poor turret is not even complete. This is unfortunate, is what this is. GG well played is called Deathblood will take game number 1 in this best of 3.
You know how sometimes you have bad games and you're just like, oh, I hope I can shake this